Good morning, ninth grade. So I wanted to make a video so that I could explain to you your character homework for Romeo and Juliet. You can refer back to this video at any time. It's also on Schoology so that you can access both the directions and the explanation. So the goal of our homework assignment is to identify and analyze the characteristics of a character in Romeo and Juliet. You can choose any character you want from Romeo and Juliet Acts 2 and Acts 3. You do want to make sure that it's a character that has actual meat to the play. For example, you may not want to choose like Peter, who is the nurse's assistant. He's not going to be very helpful in creating your character analysis. It would be much better if you chose Benvolio or Tybalt or Romeo or Juliet or the nurse or Lawrence, someone who's going to evolve and change and show us different aspects of their character throughout the play. What you will need is your Romeo and Juliet book. You're going to need the graphic organizer. Let me show you what that looks like. That's right here. And so you'll have this on paper, but if you lose it, you are more than welcome to go to Schoology and create a digital copy and print it out. You can fill it out on your computer and then print it out, but you will be turning in a paper copy. Okay, so you're going to need your graphic organizer, and you need to walk through the steps. So the first step would be to pick your character, and then as seen in the graphic organizer, you're going to do the first 3 steps, one of which is identify the name of your character, summarize the scene that you've chosen, just put in a couple sentences of plot to make sure that I know you understand what is physically happening in the scene. Okay, then you're going to move to your steel chart. So in our characterization chart, you're going to look through the scene and you're going to do direct quotes. What are some things that the character says? You can also use what the character is saying for thoughts, effect on others. So what does someone else say or do in response to them? You can either quote stage directions or you can quote something else that they've said to show something that they are doing. And then with looks, you may have to paraphrase because there's only a few times that we know what they look like. And usually it's from someone else's quote that shows us what they look like. On this side, you're going to explain what that shows you about the character. You want to think back to our adjectives lessons. What are traits, meaning when we look at looks, we're looking at tall, or we're looking at athletic, or masculine, or feminine, delicate. The nurse is considered big boned on multiple occasions. Actions with Tybalt, the idea that he wants to fight Romeo without him actually having spoken to him, or the fact that he gets kicked out of the party. We see in Act 2 also Lord Capulet throwing a party. How does he seem at the beginning of the party, in the middle of the party, the end of the party? What is his effect on the groupings around him, especially his interactions with Tybalt? So you want to explain in your own words those character traits that we see here and how you see them. Don't just give me an adjective. You need to explain how the adjective is present in that quote, right? Show, don't tell. All right, step 3 is you're going to come to the front of the classroom. You can take it home with you if you need to. The 11 by 17 sheet of paper. Before you even start writing anything else on it, I want you to plan out where all of the pieces are going so that everything fits neatly and cleanly on your poster paper. Okay, on that poster paper, you're going to need to display the character traits, the main 2 that you choose. You're going to have to put 2 quotes from your steel chart on there with explanation, and then ultimately an illustration of your character. Now, for those of you who are like, I can't draw, it's about effort and it's about neatness. So you can't do stick figures. If my kindergartner can do better than a stick figure, then you can too. So you just need to make sure that you're putting an effort, that it's clean and it's relevant to your scene and character that you've chosen. Step 4 is use the art cabinet in the classroom on the right. The colored pencils and the pen and the markers should be out, but if for some reason they're not, you're going to head to the cabinet. You can use your own medium if you prefer. If you want to draw or trace or print something out, you may do that as well. Make sure that your name and block are on the back of your paper before you turn it in, and double check that all of your pieces are present in on the paper. If you have any questions, please let me know. This will be due in 2 classes. We'll have minimal class time to work on it in class, so make sure that you're using the time that we're given each period before you leave, that you are focusing your time and your efforts. Let me know if you have questions. Feel free to email me or just pop in during ICE. Thank you.